Milky lemonade. If Bitcoin drops, do not be afraid. Wow, what an absolutely explosive high for 2020 and going back to 2019 that we saw for Bitcoin, topping at so far around 16,500 US dollars, guys. But are there some clues on these charts showing that it may be in store for a pullback? We're going to be jumping into that. And as well, the entire cryptocurrency market cap is literally breaking out right now, guys. This is absolutely massive for the crypto space, and expect more to come before 2020 is over. And as well, should you be concerned about this pattern here on the SPX? We're going to be diving into that as well. And we're going to be taking a look at some of these top altcoins that could be primed for an absolute eruption. Welcome back, he's, hers, thems, theys, furries, and everyone in between, guys. We have a lot to be jumping into in this episode for Bitcoin today. So much to be jumping into as we hit 16,500 US dollars per Bitcoin. Absolutely wild, guys. But as you know, this is a point that we've been saying for a few days. This is a point in the market that we need to be a little bit cautious here. We're going to be going over some of these indicators and some of the things popping up specifically as of today, actually, on the 1-day chart. So pretty big stuff we need to be looking into. And as well, the entire cryptocurrency market cap is absolutely breaking out. Again, this will be a more slow motion play, but this is happening right now. And we're going to be taking a look at some of these top alts that look absolutely primed for moon boosters confirmed, guys. So as well, if you're new to the channel, as always, make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications so you get updated when we post these moon missions. And as well, as always, drop your comment below. If we can hit 1,300 webisodes in today's comments, then we'll be auctioning off the ledger equivalent in BTC or access to T4. So let's smash her up to 1,300 webisodes. And without any further goo goo gaga, let's jump in. Wow, are those ants in my pants, or is it just the infection? Guys, so if we start here on this daily chart, absolutely wild. We're still trading within this key 6-month ascending channel range, kind of in no man's land as far as this chart is concerned. But there's a lot of things that I want to be looking at on the 1 day, 1 hour, 6, 4 hour, and some of these other time frames as well. But we just want to congratulate Bitcoin, first of all, for peaking at around 16,500 US dollars so far. Most people, including myself, don't necessarily have 16,500 as the full breakout target or the next level, like significant price specifically to stop and to get a retracement. However, there are some signs. So we start on the daily chart here. There does seem to be some clear bearish divergence on this chart. If we just take a look at this basic divergence cheat sheet, you see regular bearish divergence with these highs getting higher, the RSI trending downwards. And in my opinion, that's clearly what we're seeing here. However, we do want to point out there have been some pretty consistent divergences on some of these smaller time frames that haven't necessarily played out to their full completion over the last few days. And I think one of the main reasons for that specifically is when we start entering this territory of like blue sky breakouts on this chart where we clearly don't have very much resistance whatsoever. And it'll be even more interesting once we literally have no resistance, once we actually break all-time highs, doing charting then. That should be very interesting. But once we enter some of these territories, guys, Bitcoin does have a tendency to kind of ignore some TA and keep going up. Okay, so with that being said, though, I do see the bearish divergence on the 1-day chart. On the 4-hour chart, again, it is possible we could come down to 15,800 to kind of get a confirmation off of this ascending triangle that broke out. Again, this is not the full breakout target of this ascending triangle, so if it did come to 15.8 and fail, that would be a breakout to the downside. Full breakout's about like 17,200 roughly, and we ended up only coming within $700 of that. Okay, so we haven't actually reached that full breakout. So if we go to this weekly chart, this is a really good illustration of that as well. Let's see, we've actually rallied about 60% since we came off of this 21-week moving average. Currently, I think we're roughly about 40% above this 21-week. Yeah, we're 44% above this 21-week moving average, which again, in terms of a macro pullback, meaning the pullback could take, 2, 3, 4 weeks. This is the area that we're going to target for that, which is currently 11.4 at the very lowest. But again, I could still see us trading sideways and continuing on some of these smaller time frames to actually get a confirmation of this breakout before. And one of the reasons I think that is because if we're going to get a sharp rejection and a real pullback that we're looking for, it'll most likely come pretty quickly, and we'll most likely see a massive increase in volume, which we haven't seen yet. So even though we're seeing this bearish divergence on this chart, I still do think that we have a little bit more room, again, potentially up to slightly above 17,000 US dollars before getting that massive pullback. However, one thing I'm 100% confident in is that we are pretty much very close to at least some sort of pullback. If we go to this daily chart, really the last pullback that we had was back at the very beginning of September, on September 2nd, from about $12,000 to only about $10,000. So only about a $2,000 pullback. But that was basically the last pullback. Every other daily candle has basically just been sideways or up. Okay, you see some of these small moves, but this is barely a pullback right here. Again, this was probably the most significant pullback that we've seen in the last few months. Before that, it was probably here back in May. So guys, for the most part, as you can see here, we have not gotten many substantial, concrete, long-lasting pullbacks ever since March. Okay, when we went into that super oversold area, you can see on the RSI actually on this daily chart dipping all the way down to, wow, 15 on the RSI. We haven't even gotten oversold once since then on the daily chart. You can see this was the only time in the year 2020 that we actually went below this 30 line here on the RSI into the oversold area. Every other time we have been trading either in the center or in the overbought. And currently, as you can see, just based on the last year of daily RSI data, this is the third time that we've been in, or actually the fourth, so third not including this, but fourth including this very small area. This is the fourth time we've been in the overbought area in the year 2020. So again, I'm still very much leaning towards the fact that we'll get a short-term pullback, but something else I want to point your attention to is that the entire cryptocurrency market cap right now is setting new highs, right? The last time it was this high was literally back in February of 2018. So nearly 3 years ago, this is the highest, the most valued the entire cryptocurrency market cap has been in basically 3 years. And so ultimately, on these longer time frames, I expect this to continue to go up. But if we do get a significant retracement, which I think is very likely at some point in the year 2020, again, I'm not saying we're going to get a pullback tomorrow. I'm not saying we're going to get a pullback, in 5 days from now. I'm saying that we're most likely going to get a significant pullback in the year 2020. But I personally think that'll be one of the last decent pullbacks we get before we break all-time highs. Probably the last decent, significant pullback that we get for the entire cryptocurrency market cap before we break all-time highs. And again, guys, I still do think it's very likely that we'll break all-time highs in the year 2020. We have about a month and a half left of this year, and I think that this pullback that has to come at some point and a pump above 20K US dollars per Bitcoin, both of those I think will happen within this time frame of the next month and a half. And as well, Chainlink actually looks really good on this daily chart. It looks to form some sort of like ascending triangle here, very close to the breakout, right around 13.1, so $13.10 or $13.20, kind of where we're eyeing up this breakout. And again, giving this a shot to retest Chainlink's all-time highs, roughly about 20 US dollars. So I think that is coming, but I think it's a little more pronounced. I think it could take another week or two before we do that. However, it's something I'm really excited and anxious about watching happen, because I think Chainlink is going to explode very soon here to the upside. I don't think Chainlink's going to break down again. I think Chainlink's next major macro move is going to be a break to the upside. And then Ethereum as well is in a very key position where Ethereum kind of basically is going to do a breakout similar to Chainlink or vice versa. Ethereum is absolutely undervalued in my opinion here, and I think we're going to have a retest of about $800 sometime also, very likely in the year 2020 is what I'm looking at here. So overall, the point of this is be cautious because we just had an insane rally in Bitcoin specifically. But with that being said, guys, something I always say after a very nice Bitcoin pump is a kind of relief rally or getting a lot of that money to flow into alts. So again, that's why I'm watching some of these alts really closely as well, because if Bitcoin does end up stalling out here, let's say we even trade sideways for a few weeks above 15 or 16,000 US dollars, something like that, without a significant pullback, again, keep an eye on some of these alts because alts will have their time to shine, most likely also before Bitcoin even breaks 20K. So I think altcoins are going to start inching up to very nice price levels before Bitcoin even makes that attempt to finally break 20,000 US dollars. Wowzers, so guys, make sure to smash out the likes. We're gonna hit 1,300. Tomorrow will be the special day. And as well, if anybody's interested, experienced, and wants to support the channel with trading, make sure to sign up with Bybit below. Limited time still, up to an additional $610 for trading when you deposit those amounts linked in the comments and in the description below.